Thank you very much for that wonderful introduction. For the benefit of the guests, the typical Toastmaster session is divided into three parts. The first session consists of prepared speeches, and the second part consists of impromptu speeches. A table topic master will be throwing topics in random, and people will be asked to come onto the stage and talk for about 1 to 2 minutes. And the last part would be evaluation. Veteran Toastmasters will evaluate the speeches and will evaluate the whole session and will give us suggestions to improve upon things. When I was a kid, let me be specific. When I was in first standard, I wanted to become a pilot. But that changed when I was in third standard. Then I wanted to become a cop because I saw this movie, Agni. So I changed my decision and I wanted to become a cop. Well, that changed again when I was in 7th standard when I read about Rakesh Sharma. Then I was having this thing in my mind that I should become an astronaut. And this kept on changing. When I went to my high school, I was very active in sports and I took part in state level competitions, and then I thought I should become a sportsman. In this meantime, I had not realized that I was enjoying what I was doing at that age. Then came a point where I had to decide what I want to do. Now that's a very difficult question. Somebody asked me, what do you want to do? I didn't have any answer. So I walked it in the reverse, in the other way. Probably thinking that will give me an end to my search of what I want. I just started asking myself that I will do things what I like. So, how do you know what you want? It keeps changing. It is very dynamic. You never know what you want, and it can evolve anytime. It keeps evolving now and then. But how do you get what you want? There is a gap. After knowing what you want, how do you get what you want? There is a gap. What is filling that gap? There is one thing which is filling that gap, that's your decision. So true. The future depends on what we do in the present. What a fantastic statement by father of our nation. Toastmasters, with us we have 5 speeches for the day. And I am glad to introduce one of the youngest Toastmasters of our club. He likes music and he has learned martial arts. Before I move ahead, I'd like to introduce you to one of the liveliest person in our club. She is having very high self-awareness, and she's one person who reaches out to people to embrace them. Very hardworking on her speeches and really hardworking towards taking the goals of the club in area level contest and at divisional levels. Toastmasters, help me in welcoming Toastmaster Satyash.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Thank you, Prashanth. Thank you for missing me and then seeing my hand. Toastmaster site says, if you think a club meeting as a project, then you can see general evaluator is kind of a project manager who basically does nothing. A software engineer can tell that. So thanks for choosing me for doing that thing. But today, as a GE, I'm responsible to make a note of all the activities which happens starting from Sergeant Ram till the end when timer says what are the results. I will note down each and every activities and try to suggest my opinion, my point of view to keep the good activities here and try to suggest how we can improve for the next meeting. For that we have a set of role players, timer,
Was timer selected?
She's from first time.
okay. So I will place timer with Tarun there. Tarun, can you explain what you need to do?
Basically, as a timer, note down the time taken by each of the speakers, and for a table topic session, it will be 1 minute to 2 minutes. I'll show the green card.
Sure.
Okay, taking out the,
Shall be taking out the green card at the end of the first minute, and then the amber card in 1.5 minutes, and then red card in 2 minutes. And as far as prepared speeches are concerned, it will be green for 5 minutes, amber for 6, and red card for 7 minutes. Anybody who exceeds 30 seconds after the red card is relegated. Thanks.
if you just go through the menu, it always says make the meeting fun, and that's the fun part. You always come up with a brand new surprise visits. Can we choose somewhere Romanian?
Sorry, Romanian.
Can you please can you?
Romanian. My role as a grammarian is to observe good use of English and bad use of English.
Mr. Vinod, can you use the word of the day and give a sentence to that?
What is it?
Give an account.
Pristine. Pristine.
Give an account.
Means clean and pure.
Clean and pure. In order that we live a healthy life, it's very important that we keep the nature as pristine as possible, where the air is pure and the water is pure and the earth is pure. That will keep us healthy.
Accountant?
Yeah. Good evening, Toastmasters. As an accountant, my role is to note down number of hours speaker makes and unnecessary pause in between.
Very good.
As a listener, I'll try and find some questions to ask at the end of the meeting, and we'll see who gives the best answer.
Thank you. With the team, at the end of the meeting, I will come up with certain suggestions, all the actions what we did, which is really good, and we want to follow it for the next meeting. With that, I will like to hand over to RMC, Mr. Prashanth.
So this youngest Toastmaster of Sunshine Club is a music lover, former martial artist. He has earned brown belt. He has learned 5 years of Carnatic vocal, and he can play guitar and tabla. He is fascinated by science. His philosophy of life is persistence stays. He does not believe in God. He is an atheist, and he is a deep philosophical thinker. He loves animals. He does not want to hurt anybody, but he is a non-vegetarian. Toastmasters, help me. I request his evaluator. I request Toastmaster Apu's evaluator to read out the guidelines.
Good evening, Toastmasters, and Apu in particular. The objectives of first speech, that's the icebreaker, is to begin speaking before the audience and to discover speaking skills you already have and skills you need some attention. The time is 4 to 6 minutes. Right?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Toastmasters, put your hands together to welcome Toastmaster Apu for his first